Hey my loved ones, welcome back to my channel. So today we have another get ready with me video. So yes, help this video get to at least 2,000 views and I will do the next chit chat get ready with me. So first I'm going to start off by moisturizing my lips first of all because they kind of chapped. All I'm using is some Vaseline. Put that on there. Rub them together and there we go. Okay, so first I'm going to moisturize my face. I'm going to use this Lancome Absolute Replenishing and Rejuvenating Day Cream. So today's chit chat get ready with me, we are going to be talking about Sunday's dad. So I guess this could be how we met part 2 or whatever you want to call it, but this story is going to be about Sunday's father, which is totally different from Shaneil's dad. If you guys haven't checked out that video, then I will leave the link down below for how we met part 1. This is part 2. I know how you guys feel about my chit chat get ready with me, so I try to do them, but you know it's kind of hard because they're kind of long, so I have to do them when my kids are asleep. So it is really early. My kids are still asleep, and I gotta get Shaneil up for school in a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and breeze through this chit chat get ready with me. Okay, so I done moisturize my face. It's feeling better. Okay, so this was, I want to say 1999, 1998. No, I think 1999. This is when I had that summer job. You know, I told you all about the summer job that I had and the how we met video, my first one, when I was sitting at the bus stop and met Shaneil's father. I was working at a summer job, and it's like a group of teens. Well, I think at the time I was at least 19, almost 20. And it was a group of us that worked at the same place. So each group had like a district manager, or, you know, like a supervisor that come and check up on them at least twice a week. So I had a district manager, which was a female, and the other group of people had a different manager, which was Sunday's dad. So I didn't know him like that, but I used to see him all the time. He used to roll up there with his Mercedes, and I think at the time, if I was 19 going on 20, he had to be 23. So he had a really good job. So he was a district manager, and we really didn't talk, but that was my first time ever seeing him. So that was my first time ever seeing him. We didn't talk or anything like that. He'd just come and talk to the group of kids or teens and tell them what their expectations was, and if there was a problem he'd solve it and stuff like that. So we didn't get together then. So a couple of years later, I think I was at least 24, I ran into him at a club. Okay, so the foundation I'm going to use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation in Cocoa. This is my first time trying this. I'm going to be trying a couple of new things today for this chit chat get ready with me. I don't know how this is going to look, but we're going to work with it anyway. Okay, but first I think I want to color correct a little bit. Okay, so met him at this club. So me and Wednesday at the club, you know, chilling, having fun. you know, having a couple of drinks, and we walking to the back patio, and somebody grabs my hand. So I look up and I see that it was Sunday's dad. So we sitting there talking. I was like, yeah, I remember you, and you worked at the thing, and yeah, I was a worker there. And he was like, yeah, I remember. But you know, he never tried to talk to me there. Maybe he felt like, she only gonna be here for 3 months, so I don't want no broke motherfucker. So we was talking or whatever, and he gave me his number, shot me his number. So I was like, okay, I think we took a couple of pictures or something like that, and at the club, and you know, it was chit-chatting like for the rest of the night. So went home, and didn't call him for a while. Matter of fact, I think he called me first, and at this time, me and Shaneil's dad was on and off, so I think this was one of our breaks. So he called one day and was like, I'm over here barbecuing, you wanna come by? And I was like, sure. So you know, I got dressed, looking cute, whatever. Goes over to his condo, and we chill, we drinking, you know, just having a good time, watching a movie. It was just me and him. Had a nice crib, very, very nice, furnished very nice, smelled good, food was cooking. I was like, dang, he does everything, you know. Got his own place, you know, cooking and all this wonderful stuff. And I was like, okay, this might be a keeper. So we just chilling, and you know, I did that a couple of times. I don't know how this foundation is gonna work, but we are about to see. Look kind of dark, but let's blend it out and see what happens. So we talk on the phone and all this stuff, and you know, eventually we started kicking it. And I really did like him, but at the time I was just like really like still feeling Shania's dad at the time, so I didn't try to make anything serious. I just go over there and basically just smash, to be honest with you, when I needed it. So we did that for a while. I think I want to say about a year. Every now and then, I didn't visit that often, but I did go over there a couple of times. So his dad owned a barbecue spot, restaurant out there in that area. So every now and then I'll pop up on him at the barbecue shop and just chat with him, you know, get something to eat, because that was like the best barbecue spot in that area, and it was historic too, so everybody talk about that damn barbecue place. So for some reason I lost contact with him, and at this time I done went through the academy, had got my life started, and just never ever seen him again. I don't even remember what happened. I think I had a phone and it broke and I lost the number, or I don't know what happened. I think I had to get a new number. I really don't know what happened, and we still talk about this day like, what happened? I really don't know what happened to the damn phone, but anyway, you know, I'm just going back in the day, but you know, that ain't the juicy part. But I just want to give you guys a little history on me and Sunday's dad. So I actually met him before I met Shania's dad. This foundation is kind of dark, so we still gonna work with it though. Lost contact with him. So, you know, I'm living my life, you know, and had my baby, Shania. I moved where I'm at right now in this house. At that time, Shania's 11, so she was around 8. So, you know, I'm here, and I had a friend that lives out here, and one day she was like, girl, let's go out to the club. And I stopped clubbing a long time ago, so I was like, nah, I really don't feel like it. And she was like, come on, it's a nice club, you know, very elegant, very classy. They're gonna have a jazz band playing and all this stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. So, you know, I got dressed, go with her to this club, and I really wasn't feeling the club. I really didn't want to go nowhere. You know, I'm a homebody, so I just was like, all right, I guess I'll go. So yeah, we at the club. It's all right, you know, listen to the jazz. You know, I see my sister up there. I was happy about that, so I'm chilling with her. We drinking, having a good time, and I go to buy me another drink, and Sunday's dad grabs my hand. And I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? Okay, first I'm going to apply this base. This is a corrector called Light. And first, let me go ahead and prime my eye. Once I find my primer. Okay, so I did my eyebrows off camera while the battery died. I mean, the camera cut off. So yeah, we in this club, and he grabs my hand, and I was like, oh, hey. And we talking at the club or whatever, and we exchange numbers. So a fight breaks out at this club. So I run out, hurry up, try to get my car because it was valeted, and I turn around and he like standing right there. I was like, damn. Like, he wasn't trying to let me out of his sight. Okay, I know we used to kick back in the day and we lost contact. I think it was like 13 years before I seen him again. So before, when I first met him, he was kind of thick. But then when I seen him in the club, he was like he was thin and, you know, buffed out, and, you know, didn't look the same to me. But he was still handsome. So they brought my car. Me and my homegirl leaves. He calls me right away. And he was like, I'm right next to you. So he was in this really nice car. And I was thinking to myself, well, maybe he's still doing this thing and got his shit together. So, you know, I was like, well, maybe I'll give him a chance, because I wasn't with nobody for a long time. Because, you know, when I moved out here, that's when I left Shania's dad and just packed up and moved. So we was just living together for 4 years, and I wasn't with nobody for a long time. So I was like, well, maybe I'll give him a chance since I already know him, you know, and we already have a little bit of history. So the next day, I made it home. Well, I seen that he was in the car next to us, and he was like, oh, I was just calling to make sure this was the right number and all this crap. So I was like, yeah, this is the right number. I wouldn't have gave you a bogus number. So that was that. So he called me the next day and wanted to come by. So I let him and his friend come by. It was me, my friend Cicely, and Shaneil was at the house, so we wasn't doing much. I wasn't even dressed, but I was like, yeah, you can come by if that's what you want to do. Okay, the first color I'm going to take is a Coastal Scents Hot Pot called Barista. I think I'm doing a real natural eye today. Probably like a fall inspired lip, because I do want a colorful lip, but a neutral eye because the lip is going to be really bold. Okay, so I'm just going to sweep this into the crease. And this is just a skin tone transitional shade. So him and his friend comes over and we just chit chatting or whatever, and you know, just laughing and reminiscing about back in the day, and you know, having a good time. And Shaneil was here, and you know, I don't have men around my children. You know, at the time it was just Shaneil, so Shaneil ain't never seen another man around me besides her dad. But you know, we just chilling. I think I cooked that day. I made a meal and we were just all eating and just chilling and laughing or whatever. So they left, and you know, we talk on the phone all night, and you know, just talk about what we did back in the day and all that stuff. And I thought he was like pretty cool, you know. So he came over the next day, and when I tell you he didn't leave, his ass didn't leave. So I'm thinking to myself, he telling me all these things, that he had this house he was renting out, and he was still running his dad barbecue spot and all this stuff. So I'm like, cool, you know, somebody that's handling their business, you know, because you don't want to get with nobody that's not doing anything. You can't bring anything to the table. So I was like, okay, cool. So like I said, after that, he never left after that. So we made it official that we were going to be together, and that's what we did. We was together. And at this time he didn't have any children. He's in his 40s, and he begging me to have a baby and all this stuff. And he helped a lot with Shaneil. Took her to school because I had to be to work at a certain time and all this stuff. So I'm thinking after he drops Shaneil off at school, he goes to the restaurant, do his little thing, and then come home. The next color I'm going to take is Pumpkin Pie. I'm going to place this on under my brow and on my lid as well. No, I think I'm just going to place it under the brow. So, you know, he was talking about he wanted to have a baby, and you know, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, I know we used to kick it back in the day, but I thought I knew him, you know. So I was just like, gave in, and I was like, yeah, we could have a baby. Shaneil was begging for a sister, so you know, we planned Sunday. And how we planned her is I downloaded a ovulation app. So when I was ovulating, that's when we did the do, or you know, did it often. So I did plan Sunday. Shaneil wasn't planned, but she wasn't prevented either, you know, but Sunday was planned. So after we planned the baby, I ended up getting pregnant like 2 months after we was together, because he just practically just moved the hell on in without me asking or anything, you know. One day he told me he was gonna go get some of his stuff out of storage. And I come home from work and my whole house was decorated with like all his things. And I was thinking to myself, because the house wasn't furnished, because I just left everything. I just wanted to start off fresh. So it had a little bit of things in it, but not a lot. So when I came home from work that day, my whole house was like completely furnished. I mean, pictures on the wall, candles lit. I mean, just looking nice, but it wasn't my stuff. So I kind of felt like, where's all my stuff at? So next I'm going to take this color M09. This is a hot pot from Coastal Scents. So I didn't think nothing of it. I just chopped it up and was like, okay, well, his shit is in the house. All his shit is in the house. So you know, I'm pregnant, still going to work. And, you know, we used to talk when I get off work. And the second month, I was like, okay, so are you going to, like, give me, like, half the rent? You know, like, we talked about it before I even let him stay here. I was just like, so you're going to pay half the rent? And, you know, making sure that we're comfortable and I'm not the one doing everything. So he was like, yeah, I am, and all this stuff. So the first month went by, I didn't see no money, so I kept asking him. I was like, so when are you gonna give me half your rent? And he was like, well, I have to go by the rental property and pick up the check and all this shit. So I was like, okay. So come to find out, he didn't have no house. He lied about the house. And how I found that out is because I'm thinking to myself, so we talking, and I'm like, okay, since you have a house and I'm sitting here in this house, why we just don't move to your house since it's bigger and, you know, it's yours, you know? And I know you don't want to be renting it out so long, so let's move in there. And he was like, made it an excuse. So I was like thinking to myself, something just ain't right. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with deep roast and darken the outer V. And I was thinking to myself, like, something just ain't right. So he just keep making up all these excuses or whatever, and I just let it go, you know. He used to leave every morning, so I'm thinking he going to work or whatever, and he'd be back in time to take Shaneil to school. And then I don't know what he did after that, but I know I was at work. So I worked all the way until I was like 8 months pregnant. And I don't know, it was just like, after he moved in, he was like kind of different, like just like really controlling and like really demanding and wanted things his way. And, you know, I'm used to doing my own thing, and I'm already stuck in my ways because I'm damn near 40 years old, and I just couldn't see myself like sitting up here doing all these things this man wanted me to do, and his ass wasn't helping with anything. So, you know, I always talk to him about the things that he needed to do and needed to provide, you know, because I shouldn't do everything by myself. And, you know, he living in my house, you know. So we used to always get into arguments because I just wasn't about to settle for less. That's one thing that I just was not about to do. I just left a situation like that, and I didn't want to be in another situation like that. So let me move up the camera so you guys could kind of see what I am doing. I forgot to do that, sorry. Yeah, so I was just like, this is not what I want. So we started getting into arguments all of the time. You know, I'm big and pregnant. You know, shit's getting on my nerves. He was getting on my nerves, and you know, shit just wasn't the same. You know, he made the garage into a man cave, and he would sit out there all freaking day, you know, lifting weights and listening to music. And you know, I just was like, oh no, this is just not gonna work. So every time I'd be like asking for money, he had an excuse. So come to find out, he didn't have no job. Every morning he would leave, he was going to the damn gym. And when I found all this out, I was just like, But you know, I'm pregnant. This is his first baby. You know, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna be like, leave, I'm pregnant, I don't need your help. But you know, I did let him stay, you know, help with Shaneil. So I really couldn't take it. But you know, it was just a bad experience. This was the worst relationship I like ever had. I still deal with him because my baby is still really, really young. But as far as being with him, negative. So one day, now this is when it started getting juicy. One day, I'm pregnant. No, yeah, am I pregnant? Oh no, I ain't even talked about the labor and delivery. So I'm in labor with Sunday, and you know, I'm happy because, you know, with Shaneil, her dad wasn't there, but this time Sunday dad was there, his brother was there. I'm going into labor. I was in labor already for 4 days. The 4th day they kept me, and I was just tired, you know, exhausted with all these contractions. You know, he couldn't really help me, and you know, he got tired of driving me back and forth to the hospital. But he was getting frustrated, I was getting frustrated, we was just all frustrated. And I'm in the delivery room. They finally keep me after I had dilated to 3.5, 4 centimeters, and they're ready to give me the epidural. So they give me the epidural, and I'm relaxed because, you know, I have the epidural. So I'm chilling and I'm laying down, and they kept saying that the baby heart, no, not at this point, they just kept saying that I wasn't dilated. They gave me Pitocin. So I just was laying there trying to get some sleep, trying to get some rest, and my epidural was wearing off. So I was telling him, I was like, I still feel the contractions, and they was like, okay, let me call the anesthesiologist and see if he could move the epidural to a different spot. So he was like, yeah, we can move it to a different spot. And Sunday's dad was like, no, I don't want her to have another epidural because it might affect the baby. And the anesthesiologist was like, no, we do this all day long, a couple of times a day, and it's not going to hurt the baby. If it hurted the baby, we wouldn't give it to the mother. So he was like, well, I don't want my baby to be hurt, and she don't need another epidural because I had an epidural before. And the doctor was like, when did you have an epidural? And you know, he just was always trying to control every situation. I'm the one in pain. You're not the one going through these labor contractions. You don't know how I feel right now. I looked at the anesthesiologist. I was like, give me the damn epidural, because dealing with this fool, I'll be having a baby natural. No, you ain't the one right here on this bed about to have this baby come out, and you ain't about to do none of that. So for a minute, the baby's heart rate was dropping. At first we thought it was, this was before I even had the epidural, They thought it was because the monitor wasn't sitting on my stomach right, so they kept trying to adjust the monitor and adjust the monitor and adjust the monitor, and it just wasn't working. So her heartbeat was going in and out with each contraction. So I had to have an emergency C-section, so they had to give me another epidural anyway. So, you know, they numbed me from the, was it the waist down? No, I still had my upper body. Yeah, from the waist down. And I had to be rushed into an emergency C-section. So he's mad that I got this other epidural. So he's taking forever to put on this little white suit. I'm in the emergency surgery room. And by the time he came in there, the baby was out, because he wanted to be all mad and take his time putting on this white suit. So he missed out on the baby coming out, or then pulling the baby out. And that was his fault. You know, he always bring that crap up, but he was the one acting like a little punk. So he missed the baby coming out, but he was the first to hold her. And I just was like, oh, hell no, this is just not it. And with him, he's just like that type of person that think he knows everything and think he smarter than everybody because he has a bachelor's degree. But it doesn't matter if you have a bachelor's degree or not. You ain't doing that with that bachelor's degree. But he always think he's just smarter than everybody else. And that got on my nerves. And he was just like, was OCD crazy. I mean, he would line the vegetables up in the pantry. I mean, everything had to be in like a systematic way. And I don't live like that. And I wasn't going to live like that. I'm old. I'm grown. I'm not your child. And I'm not about to sit up here and do things your way because that's the way you like it. If you pay half these bills or all these bills and this rent, then maybe you could tell me something. But if you ain't doing shit, you ain't going to tell me what to do. Period, point blank. So anyway, you know, we not getting along. You know, the baby's here. He's still sitting in the garage all day. And, you know, I'm like, I need some help. I had a C-section. So, you know, it was just like, he just wasn't like helpful whatsoever. And that just drove me freaking crazy. It just was just so weird that I met somebody like that. I didn't understand. He was sitting in the garage. He wanted this baby so bad. But you could sit in the garage all day long, listening to music, smoking your cigars, and just chilling and relaxing. And I had to damn near get up, go to the garage, and be like, oh, I need to go upstairs to take a shower. I shouldn't have to ask to take no damn shower. Whew. Woosah. See, talking about him just boils my blood because I never ever been with I ain't never even known a man to act like this. And he still act the same way. And he just ain't never gonna change. And it's just weird. But I'm about to tell you guys in a minute how all this shit transpired and was over with, because I had to get out. Like I really had to get out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of black to the outer V. So like I said, I knew I had to get out of this relationship because it just was not healthy whatsoever. But he did propose to me on Christmas, December 14th, when I was pregnant with Sunday. So, you know, I'm thinking this is it. You know, I'm not gonna have to date anymore. I got my husband and all this stuff, but it just wasn't working out. So it just wasn't working out, you know, like I wanted it to, you know. I still deal with him because my baby is still young. So that's what I have to do for right now. But eventually that will stop. So Anyway, how I got out. January, I added a phone for him on my line for his birthday. And, you know, I never ever check my phone bill. I don't know who checked their phone bill, but my bill was always the same. So I never had a reason to check my phone bill. I just paid the damn bill. So one day we, with my job, we get like a lot of discounts and stuff like that. So we had a discount to go to SeaWorld. And I think at this time, Sunday was like, I want to say 2 months. So I wanted to go to SeaWorld. So I told him, I was like, you want to go to SeaWorld? And he was like, I don't know, I got to think about it. And like didn't want to do like family functions and like get out the house or nothing. Just wanted to sit in the garage and lift weights and smoke cigars. And I don't live like that. I take my children out as much as I can, you know, and let them see something else different, you know, outside of the home, you know. And he was like, nah, I don't want to go to SeaWorld and all that stuff. So this was an argument, and I was on my way to work. So when I'm driving to work, and remind you, when I got him this phone, he was like, well, how you do this? How you saving them to the contacts? So he didn't know how to use a phone. He didn't know how to text. He didn't know how to save a contact. He didn't know how to do anything. So on my way to work, we was arguing. I called, and we was still arguing about the SeaWorld trip. So I hung up or something like that, and he texted me. And I'm thinking to myself, this fool don't know how to text, so when did he start texting? So later on that day, when I got off work, I noticed that, you know, when your bill is due, they'll send you an email. So I checked my bill this time, and I noticed from his number that there was like phone calls to this one number like so many times. I want to say at least 1,000 times in this month, and like 400 texts. And the hours of the phone calls and the texts is like when I'm at home sleep or when I'm at work. So I confronted him about it, and he was like, I said, are you cheating on me? And he was like, no, I'm not cheating. And I was like, well, whose number is this that you keep calling like every day when I'm upstairs sleep with your baby and all this stuff? And he was like, oh, that's some girl that I'm training at the gym. I'm training her son. I said, so you talk to her like at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? And, you know, he was like apologizing and doing all this stuff and, you know, trying to make it seem like he wasn't cheating or none of that stuff. But I consider that cheating. If you feel like you have to text another woman while I'm upstairs sleep with your baby, that is freaking cheating. So to this day, he claimed he ain't cheat. But I found out that he was visiting his ex-girlfriend that he was with a couple of years before me. And I guess they got back in contact with each other. And he was communicating with her. And I just was like, forget this. I know I found this out and I was just done, you know. So it was like in July, and it was the 4th of July, matter of fact. And I didn't want to ruin the 4th of July because of my kids, so I let them stay. But the next day, I said, look, get your shit and get the hell up out of my house. And whoever you talking to, you go live with them. And that's what I did. He didn't want to pack his stuff. I packed it for him. Threw that shit over the banister from these stairs. and get your ass out. I kept the ring. I just don't want to deal with you no more. And so he's like, what about the baby? I'll figure out something with the baby. I'll figure out something. You can come pick the baby up and you can watch her while I go to work. So that's what I did. I put his ass out. Shit. You ain't about to be sitting up here cheating on me, and I'm sitting up here taking care of everything, and you sitting up here living the life and want to be treated like a king, and fuck that. You know, so I know that that is just something that I didn't want to have to deal with, and I didn't want to have to deal with it long, because I'm not about to sit up here and waste my time with nobody that is not trying to do the right thing or be in the type of relationship. Every time you talk to him about us, it was like his family this, his family that. And I know our relationship wasn't perfect, but you just don't go out and cheat because it ain't perfect. You're supposed to work it out. If you can't work it out, separate. I'm not about to be dealing with nobody that's not doing nothing for themselves. I'm not about to be the breadwinner and then you want to control me and tell me what I need to do, and you're not doing anything. I feel like if I'm providing like the man, I'm going to be the man. So that just was not going to work. So after that, he'll come pick the baby up in the morning before I go to work. A couple of times he was late, and his phone got cut off. I took the phone that I bought. I took it from him, so he didn't have a phone. I told him to get a phone. If he didn't get a phone in 2 weeks, he's not going to take my newborn baby out unless he get a phone so I could be able to contact him. So he didn't want to get a phone. I'm not letting you take her out the house. I'm just not going to let you take her out the house. You come over here and visit her. But if I can't get in contact with you and check up on my baby while I'm at work, then she's going to be at home. I'll find somebody to watch her. So that's what I did. My mom watched her. I told him he could come over every single day when I get off work to visit her. He didn't like that. I guess he felt like I was trying to control the situation, which it wasn't a type of control. But I'm not about to sit up here and let you take my baby out the house and I'm not knowing where you at and where she at, and she's a newborn baby. Negative. Because I went back to work 6 weeks after I had Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and apply my liquid liner, and then I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, kind of forgot where I was at, but I'm going to highlight. I'm using this brand new product. This is Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in D31. I hauled this in my last video. I have on some black contacts, and I do like them. It makes my eyes look like I'm a deer. So anyway, I forgot where I was at, y'all, but I had to get out. So like I was saying, he didn't get that phone cut on, so I was like, hell no, you ain't about to take my baby from this house without me being able to get in contact with you. So I gave him stipulations. You know, you could come see her every day. When I get off work on my all days, you could come visit her. You know, he didn't come like he was trying to act like he just wanted his baby all the time. I guess he was mad because I didn't let him take her out of the house. But if I can't get in contact with you, that's a negative. So I guess he got kind of mad. He felt like I was controlling the situation, which it wasn't even like that. And I know any mom would be worried about where her baby is, especially an infant baby, you know. So he got mad about that. So he came, I think out of a total of a month, he came 8 times. So evidently he didn't want to see her got that goddamn much. So after he came that 8 times, I was just like, dang, I'm putting my life on hold and can't do nothing because I'm sitting here waiting on him to come visit her. He'll call me and say he coming and then don't show up, and I don't have time for that. So I gave him certain days on my off days. He didn't like that, so he took me to court, and he asked to watch her during my working hours every day. And you know, I just let him go through his little process. I didn't have to pay for the court fee, but eventually it was gonna happen, so he ended up paying for the court fees, or I don't know how he paid for it, but he did. Okay, I'm gonna blend this concealer out with this Miracle Sponge, the Mini Miracle or Mini Complexion Sponge by Real Techniques. So we go to court, and he asked to watch her during my working hours every day, and I agreed. I sure did. So you telling me I ain't got to pay for no babysitter? Yeah. So that's what I agreed to, and I even offered to pay child support. And it ain't enough for him to live off of, but it's enough to take care of my baby when she with him. So to this day, he has our daughter every day during my working hours and not on my off days. So I don't have to pay a babysitter, because you know a babysitter would be more than $100. So I'm in a win-win situation, basically. So I know he kind of getting tired of not being able to do what he want to do, because you know he got a baby every day, but that's what he asked for, so I gave it to him. And at least my baby is with her dad and not in some child care. She is with her father. So we are on, right now we are on decent terms, you know. We talk. Every time I have a function, he's invited. On holidays, I go where he's at, or he come to where I'm at. But we co-parent. At first it was a little bitterness, but it's gotten better. You know, every now and then he get a little stick up his ass and act brand new, but I can't say he is a good dad to Sunday. She loves her daddy. And like I said in the last video, he just wasn't enough of a man for me, because I ain't about to be settling for just anything. I'm too old for that. Okay, so I'm just trying to blend out this concealer. But yeah, he's a good dad as well. And I'm just fortunate enough to have some decent baby daddies. But you know, I don't worry about what he doing. He don't worry about what I'm doing, and that's the way we gonna keep it. Would I ever get back with him? Probably not. But we communicate pretty well. So that's all we need to do, is to be cordial for our daughter's sake. So I don't know about this concealer. Maybe I got too much of a light color, but I'm gonna try to work this out. I don't know, it kind of look kind of patchy to me or something, or maybe I put too much. I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and set it with this salsa buttercup, but it just don't look right to me. Maybe this and that foundation don't work well together. Okay, so yeah, so right now we are on decent terms. He's not bitter anymore, because I don't think he would have took me to court if I wouldn't have put him out of my house and did what I did as far as him visiting Sunday and doing all that stuff. I just don't have time for that. I have a low tolerance for dumb shit, and that's just me. But we went through a lot, you know. I care about him just like I care about Shaneil's daddy. I doubt it if I ever be with him. He tries, but until he could get his life together and figure out what he want in life, then I could do bad by my damn self. And that's the real. I got kids. I ain't got time to be tolerating with a man's bullshit, and I have kids I gotta raise, and my kids is my priority. But, you know, I love them. I will always love them. You know, me and my baby daddies, we got history, so, you know, just like my friends, me and all my friends have history. That's why they're my friends. So that is my situation with Sunday's dad. So I do what I gotta do for my kids. It ain't about them. It ain't about their daddies. It's about them taking care of my children when I am not around. So I don't mind giving up that couple of $100 for my baby to be taken care of while I'm not with her. And I'm pretty sure all of you would do the same thing for your child. I don't like this, y'all. I don't like this concealer. I don't know what's going on. It just looks like it is like so patchy on my face. Let me like blend out. Let me like put the camera. Hold on. It just looks so patchy. I don't even know if I could fix this. So let me try to put my sienna and chestnut on top of this, but I don't know what is going on. That concealer does not agree with me. Let's see if this is gonna fix it. I fixed it a little bit. But can y'all believe that that fool was texting and sexting while my ass was upstairs asleep with his firstborn baby? Like, the nerve of you. And you living in my house and I pay for the goddamn phone, nigga? No. Negative. That was just some cold shit right there. That was cold. Nope, I couldn't fix it, y'all. So I am looking a hot ass mess. Yeah, it just looks so patchy. I don't know. Did I do something wrong? Is the primer not working with the foundation? Is the foundation not working with the concealer? I have no idea, but this is just not popping. Okay, but I'm going to finish this tutorial anyway. Okay, so now I am going to, ooh, I don't like it. I am going to contour with my Sleek Contour Kit. Oh, shit. Yeah, so, you know, he calls talking about he wants his family back and all this stuff. And I'm like, we could be friends, co-parents, and that is about it. Because I feel like that's just the ultimate betrayal. Like, I'm sitting up here taking care of you. Basically, shit, you ain't doing nothing. And that's how you treat me? No, no, no. No, nah. So, that is the story about Sunday's dad. I'm just happy he loves his baby. And, you know, that's all that matters. I don't matter. She matters. So, I'm just happy I got out of that situation right there. Because if you could do that, shit, you could damn do anything. And I don't deserve that. I don't. I really don't. I can do way better than that. And I ain't even looking, shit. That was just like, I ain't never had nobody to treat me like that. Shit. I was just cold. Cold piece of work. Cold piece of work. This shit is so patchy. It just don't make no damn sense. So let me find a blush. I think I want to... Oh, shoot. Let me line my waterline. I'm using this Rimmel Scandal Eyes pencil in nude. Well, I know not to mix this foundation and this concealer together ever again. Okay, let me go see what kind of blush I want. Okay, I got my blush by Threes. I have this one. I think I'm gonna go in with this one right here. And this one is called Demerara. This is the Sugar 3x3 palette by Sleek. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what highlighter I'm going to use. I think I am going to use Champagne Pop by Becca. And this is bright. Diffuse that a little bit, or a lot. Okay, so if y'all was in that situation, what would you guys have done? I'm pretty sure you guys would have did the same thing. You probably wouldn't be like volunteer for child support, but I did. And that's okay. But it ain't for him, it is for my child. Whew, I don't know about this look today, y'all. I don't know. Because this foundation and concealer did not go together. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyes. I'm going to sharpen this pencil first. Where's my sharpeners? Okay, I'm going to take this Marc Jacobs eyeliner and place it on the lower lash line as a base for the eyeshadow. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and smudge it out. So you guys let me know what story you want to hear next. I heard about my baby daddies because y'all been stressing me out about that. So now you got it. And let me get to 2,000 views on this chit chat. Get ready with me. Okay, so I'm going to set that with Bulletproof by Sugar Peel. Okay, for the lips, I'm going to use this NYX Liquid Suede in Alien. And I got to hurry up because my battery's dying. Okay, you guys, so that is the look. So help me get to 2,000 views on this video. Thank you guys for tuning in to this Chit Chat Get Ready With Me video. And down in the comment section, let me know what Chit Chat Get Ready With Me you want to talk about the next time, okay? So I'll talk to you guys soon, and I'm about to give you guys a close-up. Bye.